No, I'm not signing in from Windows. I got people trying to sign in from like Dubai, and I'm like, I wish I was in Dubai. Hey all y'all, and welcome back to my channel. We're gonna go for a little bit of positivity today that is actually gonna turn into a bit of a positivity series on my channel. A couple of y'all have requested for me to do like my top 10 favorites. Some of y'all have requested blushes, some of y'all have requested highlighters, foundations, eyeshadow palettes, so I figured what the heck. We are gonna do the whole kit and caboodle, starting with eyeshadow palettes today. And then as I get off my lazy butt filming whatever's, we'll go through the whole shebang bang. And maybe I will also do like the top 10 worst products, perchance, maybe, possibly. Let me know if that's something y'all would like to see, because I know y'all love me. Y'all love my positive content, but y'all are like, roast, 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 roast. And I sometimes feel bad, because I'm like, I don't buy something with the intent to roast it. Unless it's bad, y'all are out of luck. But for the sake of today's video, I am going to be talking about permanent products only. I am planning on doing a top 10 favorite limited edition eyeshadow palette, so obviously stick around for that. But let's just jump right on in here, and we're gonna start off with a real obvious one. Guess down below what you think number one is gonna, well, not number one. Guess down below what you think the first one is going to be, because these are in no particular order. Picking 10 is hard enough as it is without being like, this one's number one, this one's number 10. It's like telling a child it's number 10 and one is number one. Mama can't do it. But the first one is Jeffree Star Blood Sugar. Y'all should know this by now. This is one of the palettes, like I said, one of the top 10 palettes that I recommend to people. If people are like, I'm gonna get me a Jeffree Star palette, what should I get? This. The quality, the shimmer to matte ratio, the color story. I love this palette. There are only two colors that don't jive completely well with me. Is the white one, which I can understand can be used for fancy stuff, but I'm lazy. And then this bronze shimmer, just because I'm not a bronzy tone gal. But I love this. It is fantastic. It is one of the best red, pinky, purpley tone palettes on the market. The quality, the blendability. I could talk about this ding dang thing all day long. It's just an absolutely fan-tucking-fastic palette. I know that a couple of y'all are kind of like on the Jeffree Star thing. Understandably so. But I will say what you will about him as a person, the dude know how to formulate some good shadows. Next up, see, this is hard. This is hard. This one and one other is going to be just a little bit of a cop out, because I could not pick yeah, these two right here. The Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance and Soft Glam. These two are neck and neck for which one. I mean, they're just both absolutely phenomenal. For me, it's sort of a pick your tones type thing. I would say, because I'm excessive, both is good, because they work so nice together. They're just absolutely beautiful, amazing palettes. There has not been a time when I use these that I don't absolutely love what turns out. The matte shimmer ratio, the quality of the shadows, just everything about these are phenomenal. They give me life. This is my absolute favorite end-all be-all neutral palette. These warm, rosy, dusty colors are just, I have to say, they're like, what Anastasia palette would you recommend? And I'm like, both, but, whichever tones you think would work better for you. But quality-wise, both is good. Then we might as well get the other Pick Your Tones palette out of the way. The Colourpop Monochromatic palettes. These are amazing. These are great. I highly recommend every single blinking one of them. Except for maybe honey, I would probably say go for the Midas Cosmetics Lemonade palette over this. Just because I think that palette is a bit more vivid and this one is kind of like... But all the other ones are fantastic. You've got orange, you've got peach, you've got blue, red, pink. I'm wearing the friggin' strawberry shake one on my eyes today. With these, you got options. The quality is amazing. I mean, just pick. Go in and be like, well, what colors do I want? And Colourpop's like, I got you. I mean, this is another one of the case of I couldn't just pick one to be like, this is the best monochromatic palette of them all. Though these, I can't. I stand by the quality of all of these, the mattes and the shimmers and even the pressed glitters that you occasionally get. I'm not completely mad at. I mean, it's like Skittles and Pringles combined. Taste the rainbow and once you pop, you just can't stop. Another red toned palette that is one of my end all be all red toned palettes is the Lime Crime Venus XL Original. The second one was a travesty of awfulness, which they should be ashamed of. The first one was the bomb, is the bomb. I love it. It is a great formula. I honestly think if Lime Crime made more palettes that were to the same shimmer and matte ratio as the original Venus XL, that would be amazing. Because they have these great and beautiful color stories like the Venus Vivid or the Venus something something Gothic here. But when you keep it, and I understand we're all into smaller, little more curated palettes, but like when you keep it just to like the 8 shades, I'm like, just give me a little bit more. If they took those color stories, expanded it into one of the Venus XL sizing, I'd be down. But I love the original XL, the quality and the shade. I mean, it just, when I'm reaching for red tones, we've got Jeffree Star Blood Sugar, Modern Renaissance, Venus XL, the watermelon Colourpop thing. It's just so good. Whenever people want to try the Lime Crime eyeshadow formula, I always recommend that because for $38, 8 shades is just not enough for me. Next up, kind of on the obvious train here, your girl's Milk Cosmetics Gemini Palette. I mean, this is just, I typically don't thematic my makeup through the seasons. I'll wear whatever the frig I want, whenever the frig I want. But I admit, whenever it starts to get a little crispy out there, I'm drawn to this. Just got the beautiful autumnal tones with the green and the yellow and then the brown. I mean, it's just perfect. If Milk Cosmetics were to say, we're going to take this, and then they had the 27 palette and just give you colorful palettes out of this, I would own them all. Obviously, the matte to shimmer ratio, you only got 2 shimmers. Speaks to my matte loving soul. And I love their formula. It is so beautiful. I love this palette. I love how well the colors, you know, you can be safe and just go brown or just go green or mix them up together. I highly recommend this one or the 27 palette, but color story wise, this one makes my little heart go pity pat. Let's talk a little bit of Huda Beauty. Now, when I was originally brainstorming for this, thinking, you know, 10 fave palettes, my mind went to her little jewel, although I think those ones are limited. I don't know. I thought of her Rose Gold Remastered, Desert Dusk, New Nudes, and her little whatever Obsessions palettes. And then I remembered, wait, you loved the heck out of these. And I think if you're a color lover and you're looking for a good neon formula, fantastic. Fan-tucking-fastic. I was very much, like, I didn't know what I was expecting, but I was so blown away and so pleased by these. They're just absolutely amazing. The green one, I would say either get the, what color is this? God only knows. She never puts the name of them on here, and they've got clear packaging. I think this one's orange and this one's pink or purple. These two, absolutely beautiful. I also love the way these two work together. I think at the $28 price point, they are a pretty good investment. I just love how these blend, how pigmented they are. Whenever I've been wanting a neon shade of any of these colors, these are the ones that I have been reaching for. But these, I highly, highly recommend them. If you're a color lover, if you're someone wanting to get into color, I just so blown away and absolutely love these. Okay, then a palette and a brand I don't think I've talked about a lot on my channel, Dominique Cosmetics. I was going to review the Rustic Glam, but I had some conflicting whatevers with kind of the aesthetics of that palette. But a palette that I do absolutely love is her Berries and Cream one. It's got these beautiful, rich, luscious berry tones with that rich pop of blue. I just love that palette aesthetically. And quality-wise, it's pretty banging as well. They're very smooth, pigmented. I honestly feel like Dominique Cosmetics on the eyeshadow front is kind of underrated because the formula is really beautiful and unique, but I don't see a lot of people talking about it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just sitting in my little hermit corner of the YouTubes and don't know what I'm talking about. I admit, that could be it. But if you have been interested in trying the formula, I highly, highly recommend that palette. It is one that I reach for. I love using it for all over the lid looks where I'm just like, I'm going to take one of those deep, rich, luscious colors. I'm going to place it all over the whatever, blend it out nicely in inner corner. Done. Absolutely beautiful formula, and I cannot wait to see more from her that is not the Rustic Glam palette. I want to see other palettes, which I know are coming out. Then another palette that I feel like definitely deserves a lot of oomph. And this is kind of I mean, some of these palettes I've been talking about are like kind of older news. But the Juvia's Place Masquerade palette, I think they only have it in the Masquerade Mini now. Definitely correct me if I'm wrong. But I love this palette. I mean, it was one of the first Juvia's palettes, the Juvia's Place palettes that I ever got because I was like, ooh, look at that color, F me up. It was just beautiful. The mattes, the shimmers. I feel like in like the whole like range of colorful palettes, this is one of the ones that color lovers should invest in. Price point is amazing. The quality, the shade selection, I just absolutely love it. They have one of the best shimmer formulas ever for doing all shimmer looks. If you want to look like an ethereal, effervescent mermaid fairy, whatever going on, that is the palette for you. And also on the color front, the Colored Rain Vivid Pigments palette. This is a palette that when it came out, my color loving heart was like all in a flutter. And I didn't get it for a while. I don't know why, because I was probably poor. And then when I got it, my mind was blown. If you are someone who loves color, this palette, I love it so much. I reach for it for so many of those different gorgeous standout shades. Like, it's a palette that you look at and it just like brings inspirational flutters to my makeup artistry loving heart. I will say though, if you're a beginner, tread lightly. These things are heckin' pigmented and a little bit goes a very long way. So obviously keep that in mind when you're thinking about a colorful palette to invest in. Take into consideration skill level. But if you know how to work these bad boys, they are amazing and beautiful. They look like, because they have so much pigment, but they don't cake up on the eyes at all. They're just this beautiful thin layer of just banging color. Then I'm gonna end on another color palette. Jeffree Star Jawbreaker. Absolutely adore the matte to shimmer ratio in this. Y'all know mattes are king and queen to me. And I just love this thing. I like the Colored Rain palette. Like so many of these bright, colorful palettes I look at, and they just inspire me. I look at all these shades and I get excited. And the shimmers, I love Snack, I love Jawbreaker, Orange Soda, all the shimmers I love. And the mattes are just Brain Freeze, Gumdrop, Bubblegum, Wow, Sour, Cherry, I love this palette so much. It is just a beautiful collection of colors that are just, I love. His formula is one of my top 5 favorite eyeshadow formulas. Like I keep saying, say what you will about him as a human being. He knows how to formulate a good eyeshadow. It's just beyond breathtaking and gorgeous. I just reach for this whenever I want to just get artsy, fartsy, whatever. Y'all are going to be seeing a lot of this for like spoopy, all kinds of creativity looks going on. And I feel like if you, like all these other rainbow, if you're a color lover, get all the rainbow palettes I've suggested. But the quality and everything about this just makes me beyond happy, and I love it. Well, there was my top 10-ish palettes. I did cheat a little bit with being like, here's a theme of palettes, buy whichever one suits you. But I feel like when you've got something that, you know, permanent palettes like the Colourpop Monochromatic, how do you choose? I mean, it's very like preference-based color-wise. And so it's like, well, we'll take, you know, pick your favorite color because they're all amazeballs. But obviously that was my top 10 favorite palettes. Definitely let me know what you would like to see next. I'm going to go through the whole shit. Well, maybe not eyeliner. I mean, there's some categories I won't be going through because I don't think I have a top 10. Let me know a favorite palette of yours down below. Let me know what you think about the ones I talked about. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. And as always, keep it real. Mwah!